Hey, the person watching this, hope this video finds you well. Welcome to Musical Exploring Music with Kalyani. Today we are into the fourth and final episode of our series Do I Need to Learn? If you haven't yet watched the first 3 episodes, links are in the description and highly recommended. Just a quick recap. In the first episode, we tried to find out the purpose of music. In the second episode, we explored whether you need to learn in order to be able to appreciate and be a great listener. In the third one, we saw the whats and hows of learning. And now in the fourth one, we are going to see the whys of learning. In this episode, we are going to meet 4 professionals who are extremely successful in their profession and who have also followed and pursued their passion for music. At times it so happens, especially with students who want to take up their dream profession very seriously. They take a break from learning music and end up giving up on this passion for music. Conversely, some dream of taking up music as their full-time career and use it as an excuse to take their academics lightly. Here are my 4 picks among many such others who have done both the things simultaneously, equally efficiently, within the same 24 hours that everyone gets. These professionals find music to be way more relevant in their life than just a great hobby to pass time. As music becomes a part of their day-to-day life, they also find music to be relatable to their professions. Now, let me not pour the entire content into introduction and let's get into the episode. Our first guest for the day is Sanket Nathu, an architect himself. He also holds passion for music and has been learning flute for the last 7 years. While learning both simultaneously, Sanket found striking similarities between music and architecture. Wait, what? Yes, music and architecture. While he says that my music practice helped me better pursue my profession, he also finds music very relatable while living as an architect, keeping the artistic element alive. Let's quickly get into the video to see what he has to say.
Hello.
So you are an architect
Yes.
and you are also a flutist.
Yes.
कधीपासून शिकतोस तू फ्लूट?
Like it's been 5 years now. 10वी नंतर आम्ही स्टार्ट केला. सो 10वीपासून थोडं आम्हाला वी वॉज इन अ कन्फ्यूज स्टेट की विच इंस्ट्रुमेंट शुड वी सिलेक्ट. सो फायनली वी एंडेड अप विथ फ्लूट. इट आय एम ग्लॅड. सो तेव्हापासून चालू झालं ते आत्तापर्यंत एकदम छान चालू आहे. म्हणजे आम्हाला ऑब्व्हियसली आवडतं आहे.
Super. So you said you started after 10th.
Yes, I started after 10th.
Which is a very crucial period in any student's life, especially for the ones who want to become architects.
Yeah, I agree. Even I have to do architecture and still I'm running behind my flute or I was really into it. पण मला असं वाटतं तुम्हाला स्वतःला थोडा वेळ काढावाच लागतो किती नाही म्हटलं तरी. आय नो माय वर्कलोड वॉज देअर.
So how did you manage?
So what the way I found out ki when the workload is too much, you're still working but you need some relaxation or you need a break or you need some time for the meditation or you want to sit alone. So I decided why not we can merge this time with this and we could go for flute practice instead of going out. It's a beautiful we can say the way of meditation for me.
Now while living an everyday life as an architect, how do you still find music relatable to you? Apart from the fact that you actually like it and you have an inclination towards it, how do you think is music and architecture somewhere, somehow connected to each other? How do you find it relatable living as an architect every day?
Okay, so in architecture we have space, right? In architecture, everything is visual, which sets in space. And in music, everything is oral, which sets in time. So this is the basic fundamental thing. So खूप बेसिक गोष्ट आहे. सो वन्स इफ यू बी इन अ स्पेस लाईक आपण इमॅजिन करू इट्स अ टेम्पल. सो तू एका टेम्पलमध्ये गेलीस So what you hear in the background, like there is no actual sound in the temple, but you still hear or get the vibes of bhajan or maybe something devotional. ते तुला थोडं बॅकग्राऊंडमध्ये ऐकायला चालू होतं.
बरोबर.
तू चर्चमध्ये गेलीस तिकडे पण आवाज काहीच नाही आहे, बट यू हिअर द सिम्फनी, चर्च सिम्फनी इन द बॅकग्राऊंड.
करेक्ट.
So many common words also we use in music and also in architecture. Like if we take the rhythm, so there is a rhythm in music. We also use rhythm. So in music, rhythm is oral. You can notice like okay, the rhythm is going on. How you visualize rhythm in architecture? So maybe we can say the arrangement of columns or the pillars. It is in the rhythm, or the placement of the windows could be in some rhythm. So here so that's how you define rhythm in architecture. Or we can say the harmony. Harmony in architecture is like it's a larger scale. If you see some street character with many kinds of buildings of various heights, so how they connect each other, like just like music, we say that it's harmonical or it is connecting to each other. In raga, we have a set of instructions. Like यमनसाठी आपल्याला काही स्वर सांगितलेत, निरेगमधनिसा सानिधा मग. तसं मी म्हणेन आता मी समजूया, मी तर गायक नाही, पण तू यमन गायतेस आणि मी यमन गायला बसलो आणि तुझा कार्यक्रम रंगला पण माझा कार्यक्रम नाही रंगला. असं का झालं? तसं आम्ही एक साईट असेल समजा आमची कामाची, आमच्याकडे पण सेम साईट आहे, सेम एरिया आहे, सेम रिक्वायरमेंट्स आहेत, सेम सेट ऑफ रूल्स आणि इन्स्ट्रक्शन्स आहेत, पण त्याची बिल्डिंग छान झाली आणि माझी बिल्डिंग नाही तेवढी चांगली की हे साधीच वाटते और काही वाटत नाही बघून, पण ही बिल्डिंग जरा छान वाटते काहीतरी. सो देर इज ऑल्सो थॉट बिहाइंड इट, राईट? तू यमन काय विचार करून गायला, सो तुला यमन कसा मांडायचा आहे, काहीतरी तुझा थॉट असेल, फिलिंग असेल मागे. तसं बिल्डिंगच्या मागे पण एक कन्सेप्ट असतो, कंटेक्स्ट असतो. जशी घराणी आहेत, म्हणजे जयपूर घराणं, ग्वालेर घराणं, बनारस घराणं, तसं आर्किटेक्चरच्या भरपूर स्टाईल्स आम्ही म्हटलं. जसं रोमन आर्किटेक्चर और इंडियनमध्ये बघितलं तर द्रविड आर्किटेक्चर, नॉर्थ इंडियन आर्किटेक्चर. तर होती मंदिरच, पण मग फरक काय होता? तू नॉर्थमध्ये बघशील, तू काशीचं मंदिर बघ नॉर्थमधलं आणि साऊथमधलं गोपुरम बघ, ते टिपिकल स्टाईलचं असतं ते. सो द बेसिक आयडिया हेच की पाया मोठा आणि वरती कळस, हे बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर सेम आहे. पण जसं डिफरन्शिएट कसं करतेस की अरे हां, त्या घराण्याची काहीतरी एक स्टाईल आहे की तुला लगेच कळतं की नाही हे इथे असे गातात तर हे असे करतात. तसं इकडे डिफरन्शिएट असं करतं की नाही ह्यांचं एक कॉलम ऑर्नामेंटची स्टाईल ही एक आहे, म्हणून इथे कळतात नाही हे साऊथचं टेम्पल आहे, नॉर्थचं टेम्पल नाही आहे. देयर इज अन इंटरेस्टिंग कोट इन आर्किटेक्चर. आय बीन लिसनिंग थ्रू ऑल द 5 years. Architecture is a frozen music. Are you getting the idea? Like you just imagine the outside line of the temple or some skyline of the city. You just draw it and you will find one symphony. Like if you imagine like buildings are just solidification or giving the physical form to the music. So they are just frozen. It's a musical harmonies. They are just frozen. So why couldn't be the structures?
That's such a beautiful thought.
Yes.
Actually, even Beethoven said once that for half of his life he was deaf. Actually, for more than half of his life he was deaf. But still he could come up with such great symphonies. And the reason he says why he could do that was because he thought music was visual. Okay, thank you so much, Sanket, for participating in Relatability for
it's
Music.
Always a pleasure.
And I hope that people watching this who want to learn music but are not learning it because 12वीं आहे, please take some lessons. I hope this encourages you to listen more music, get into music. If you're not learning but want to learn, start learning. I'm sure you will enjoy it no matter which profession you belong to. Thank you so much. Wait, what did I just read? Dr. Sailusha, MBBS, disciple of Veena Tai. हे 2 बोर्ड्स मिक्स नाही झालेत ना तिकडे?
नाही बरोबर आहे, चालू द्या.
Well, that's her profile broadly. Sailusha has been learning music since she was a 5-year-old kid. She thinks of music as an indivisible part of her life now. She is one of the strongest answers I have got to the people who ask, अरे दोनों साथ में कैसा करेंगे? Let's not waste time now and get into the episode to see what she is made of. Oops, I mean, what is her take on this? Hi, Sailusha.
Hi, Kalyani.
Hi, welcome to Musical, and thanks for joining Relatability. Uh, you yourself being a doctor, you have been going through the grill, as they call, since all the way from your 10th standard, from where you had to prepare for your entrance examinations and whatnot. So, within that, you have still managed to stick to music and pursue both at the same time within the same 24 hours. So, how did you manage your time in all these years?
It is about realizing that you have only 24 hours. I mean, taking a less demanding career to make time for music, or cutting down on my Riyaz time to be able to study harder or better. That kind of thought never crossed my mind. I mean, both of them are like equally important for me. When you
Hmm.
really want to pursue something, you make time. Time happens. You don't fall short on time. I have been through two different cities, through three different gurus. There were so many points in time where it could have taken a break. It never did, because I really wanted to do both equally well. So though I've cut down on other socializing kind of activities, I've managed to make time. I mean, time never seemed like a constraint.
So, Sailusha, after having gone through this course, quite elongated course, now when you lead a life as a qualified doctor, as a professional medical practitioner, what place does music now hold in your life?
I'd say it holds the place of a very dear friend. I need to go back to this friend after a tough day. When I say tough, the day is really tough. We see all kinds of patients, we meet all kinds of people from all walks of life, and invariably they all come to us only with sad stories. However hard we try, we have to face the reality sometime or the other that, in a split second, a person becomes a body, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, after that kind of a day, there has to be a reliable friend to whom I can go and say things I like, express what I want to, and, come back to sanity. So, this is that friend. So, and why classical music, if you ask me? I'd say classical music and medicine are comparable even in terms of the academic thrill in it. There are protocols, there
Hmm.
is a system when it comes to practicing medicine. Similarly, when you render a rag, you just cannot do anything you like. There is a method of, going about it.
Correct.
So
Absolutely.
classical music gives me that sense of discipline.
So, Sailusha, as you said, you face a lot of grief in your daily life as a doctor. So, after such a terrific day, when you go back to Riyaz and you want to express something really happy, but all day long you have only seen all the sad things. So, how do you manage to strike a balance of both?
That's a good question. But see, it's only a switch that you need to flip. Uh, See, when you are singing Yaman, for example, you've sung
Hmm.
Yaman for an hour in a concert, and
Hmm.
now it's time to sing Bageshri. Do you remain in Yaman? You don't. You just come out of
Right.
Yaman and you start Bageshri. You did justice to Yaman, and now you're required to do justice to Bageshri.
Right.
Similarly, when you
Right.
are in the hospital, you are required to do justice to the patient. And when you are back sitting with your Tanpura, then hospital doesn't mix here. Like Yaman doesn't mix with Bageshri. Similarly, these two worlds don't mix. When you are out of that loop, you are just out of that loop. You are here in this moment, doing absolute justice to this moment.
So, Sailusha, you are saying that music is not at all a hurdle in your daily drill of professional life, but it doesn't stop at being not a hurdle. It actually complements or it actually enhances you in your professional sphere. So, how does it do that?
It helps in many ways. One, it increases my concentration span. I can think about one subject for more time because I do my riyaz. And when I say riyaz, I stick with one rag. And then the bandishes match. I mean, if it is a Shringar Ras Vilambit composition, it'll be a Shringar Ras Drut composition as well. It won't be a Bhakti Ras or Veer Ras or something that doesn't match. Essentially, I'm trying to maintain a coherent thought. It is one single thought which starts and ends after about an hour. So I
Correct.
have been in the same frame of mind for that period of time. So when I
Correct.
can stick with one thought in my riyaz, I can absolutely do that with a chapter that I'm reading or a case that I'm studying. So doing my riyaz
Absolutely.
gives me that confidence that I can do it, and then I do it. And
Absolutely.
second, I would say it helps me understand what's going on in the other person's mind. When on stage you have a harmonium accompanist and a tablist sitting with you, you are creating one piece, but three people contributing to it. So
Absolutely.
you are sensitive to what your co-artists are also doing. So that helps me understand what my co-s are doing in the professional space. It's a team of doctors trying to help a patient get better. Understanding, bringing all people together towards a common goal. That's something that, one stage performance goes a long way teaching you.
So, Sailusha, in a nutshell, if you are asked 3 dimensions in which music has had an impact on your life, what would you say?
That's a tough one. I'd say one, it helped me improve my creative potential. So, every time you sit with it, it's a new thought. Two, I would say it helps me pay attention to myself because my riyaz time is absolutely me time. I mean, nobody is entitled to that time with me. It's me and my tanpura and the targets that I need to meet. And three, I would say it helps me push my limits because classical music is something that really needs to be worked on every day. You need to hammer, and that's how you grow. So every riyaz session, I know this is a target that needs to be met, and in due course, I'll reevaluate myself and I'll know what all I've covered and what all still needs to be done. And when I know I have, covered a certain distance, I've come from point A to point B, that's a sense of accomplishment to me. I mean, that's when I give myself a pat on my back and say, yes, I did this.
Wow, awesome. That is really, really something to learn from. I thank you so much, Sailusha, from the bottom of my heart for participating in Relatability and sharing your valuable insights with us. I hope this is going to help the viewers of Musical get a different perspective about music and how you can still pursue it no matter which career you choose, and what kind of determination and persistence you need to have to be able to do both in the same good lifetime that we get.
To all those who think कि भाई इस बार तो boards mix हुए ही है, जी नहीं, you are wrong. That is Shruti, the chartered accountant and musician. She has been working with one of India's corporate giants and clearly has made a career that thousands dream of. And well, she has been learning music since her childhood and continues to learn even today. She says, I am what I am because of my music. Let's get into the video to see what CA Shruti or musician Shruti. Kalyani, stop fumbling. Let's see where they both meet. Hi Shruti.
Hi Kalyani.
Thank you so much for joining Musical for Relatability. For someone who has been through the process of first qualifying as a chartered accountant and then living a life as a chartered accountant, it's difficult to manage time even for their daily course.
Right.
Apart from that, you've also been pursuing music since a young age. So how did you manage your time in all these years, and how do you manage to take time out for Riyaz now?
Right. So like you rightly pointed out, music is not a hobby to me, it's a passion. So once it becomes a passion, it becomes a part of your life.
Correct.
So figuring out time for what you are passionate about then becomes a part of your life, and you start finding ways how to do that. So while I was studying for chartered accountancy, like everybody knows, it's a very demanding course. So 15 to 16 hours, you're either occupied with your college classes, your articleship, which occupies a long time during your day. But in that 15-16 hour long day also, a 15-minute good piece of music rejuvenates you, and it actually readies you to face the other challenges that await you. That's how I broadly managed music along with my CA studies, and thereafter I qualified CA final with an all India rank. So when I look back upon time, I see that the contribution that music has given, it has held so long in my life. I don't think I would have been able to achieve this without music. So life minus music, I can't think of that.
Wow. So as you said, even now, music is quite relatable to you. So what place does music now hold in your life?
Yes, so this I think is a very good question to ask, because music and life are hand in hand today. They are not different. That is one thing. And secondly, like I mentioned earlier, two things which are very common between CA and music. A, practice and consistency.
Absolutely, yes.
And B, approach and interpretation. So without practice and consistency, you are nowhere in any domain. So be it a professional domain like CA or be it music. So they both are extremely required if you have to excel anywhere. Secondly, approach and interpretation. I'll give you a very easy example which probably a lot of CA friends will also be able to relate. So whenever any individual comes to us saying that, okay, I need to file my tax returns, I want to have my lowest possible tax liability. That's the basic assumption with which one comes. So whenever you're trying to do tax planning for a particular person, you have to look at the tax laws. So you have to study the tax laws and you have the liberty of interpretation, but it has to be within the framework.
Correct.
You cannot step out of the framework, but still, how creatively can you think to reduce the tax liability and still stay in the ambit of law? Okay. So that's where even in music, one raga, one phrase can have multiple expressions and multiple interpretations.
Yes.
Every artist at every time can express differently and appeal to the audience differently. So this is something which is exactly relatable to what a chartered accountant can possibly do or possibly does.
So Shruti, while going through all these phases of first being a student, then being a professional, music is one constant in your life.
Absolutely.
And your stimuli, which were created for you to be able to pursue that as efficiently as you do. So could you tell about those factors, that environment that you got?
Right. So I am eternally blessed and indebted to having such a wonderfully supportive family and a much revered guru. So my guru, Srimati Apurva Tai Gokhale, who's not just a stalwart in Indian classical music, but she is also an excellent human being. So you learn to become a great individual from the people whom you see. And of course my family, because without family, I think what we do just stays our passion, but when they are with you, it just doesn't remain your passion, it becomes equally theirs. I think my guru and my family, they are the most important placeholders in this entire process. What is most important, I believe, is the fact that you need to keep the spark in you alive. So in my case, I try and make small and humble attempts to make a few compositions, say taranas in the rags that I have learnt. And then I realized that, oh, this is my small little baby which I have tried to give birth in whatever way I could. So that happiness that you get when you do this is something which cannot be explained in words. So I believe that trying and participating in a couple of competitions, scholarships, all of this also keeps you on track, perform, because that's what all of us do professionally. You have to deliver. Yes. So here, these are the means and ways in which you progress on this path of music.
Thank you so much, Shruti, once again for joining us at Musical, for relatability and putting in your valuable insights. So I think those viewers of Musical who were thinking that, मेरा music में क्या काम है, because I am doing something totally different, I think now they start finding music relatable, and those students who are in 12th standard and they are kind of thinking of giving up their music class because now I have to prepare for CA. I hope you don't do it now, because I think now you have an example to show and to prove that you can do both the things simultaneously together at the same time in the same 24 hours that you get. So thanks a lot, Shruti, once again.
Of course, Kalyani, and it was a pleasure being here. And I'd just like to leave all our viewers with this small closing remark that I think is very relatable and important. I believe that when there's a very, very strong will, there always is a way. So never think of giving up, stick to it, and music is just going to make your life much more beautiful.
Our final guest for the day is Shri Sunil Zaifalkar. As I call him, Sunil Kaka. Coming from a music-loving family, Sunil Kaka has always had some inclination towards music, specifically percussion. But this simple inclination turned into passion when he started taking regular lessons from the late Pandit Bhai Gaitonde in 1987. Yes, 1987. I wasn't even born. Since then till very today, he has been pursuing tabla. Wait, that's not all. He's a qualified company secretary and works as a senior legal manager with one of India's corporate giants. While constantly excelling at his profession, he says, I cannot imagine my life without tabla. Let's go explore what place music holds in his life. Hi Kaka.
हाय.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वेलकम टू म्युझिकल. आणि तुम्ही स्वतः एक कंपनी सेक्रेटरी, एक वकील, ह्या गोष्टी कामाचा भाग म्हणून सांभाळत असताना त्याच्या बरोबरीने तबला ह्या कलेची जोपासना करताय. तर हे करताना काय काय तुम्हाला कन्स्टेंट्स, इस्पेशली टाईम कन्स्टेंट्स आले?
बेसिकली काय आहे की कुठलीही कला परस्यू करताना, तबला असू दे, गाणं असू दे, डान्स असू दे किंवा कुठलाही प्रकार, एक तुम्हाला त्याची प्रचंड आवड पाहिजे. बेसिकली यू शुड बी पॅशनेट अबाउट इट. तर त्याच्याकरता वेळ काढणं हे फार महत्त्वाचं आहे. म्हणजे माझ्या दृष्टीने सांगायचं झालं तर, किंवा माझ्या बाबतीत सांगायचं झालं तर मी हे कधी बंद नाही केलं. जरी माझा अभ्यास चालू असताना सुद्धा दर गुरुवारी सकाळी 7 वाजता उठून, म्हणजे 7 वाजता बाहेरकडे पोचायचो मी. ऊन, पावसाळा, थंडी, काही त्याच्यात हे नव्हतं, खंड नव्हता. आणि सतत चाललं. 3 वर्ष तर सतत मी त्यांच्या घरीच जात होतो इथे ठाण्याला. पण 90 साली आम्ही वाशीला त्यांनी गांधर्व महाविद्यालयात शिकवायला सुरुवात केली. आणि तो खूप मोठा टर्निंग पॉईंट ठरला माझ्या शिक्षणाच्या दृष्टीने. तबल्याच्या शिक्षणाच्या दृष्टीने तो खूप मोठा टर्निंग पॉईंट होता. कारण बाईंच्या घरी एक तासभरच मिळायचं फक्त शिकायला. आणि गुरुसमोर रियाज होणं किती महत्त्वाचं असतं हे आम्हाला बाईंकडे बघून माहिती होतं. पण 1 तासाभरात काय तुम्हाला होणार? रियाज तो व्हायचाच नाही, म्हणजे शिकणं व्हायचं फक्त तेव्हा, मग रियाज घरी जाऊन. पण वाशी जेव्हा सुरू झालं तेव्हा ते सलग 7-8 तास रियाज व्हायला लागला. आणि गुरूंच्या समोर न थांबता चालायचं ते. म्हणजे फक्त आम्ही जेवायला मध्ये थांबायचो. 3-4 तासानंतर जेवण झालं की परत सुरू व्हायचं. ते रात्री 2 वाजेपर्यंत चालायचं. त्याच्यापुढे मग आम्ही सकाळी उठून ऑफिसला यायचो.
म्हणजे
तेव्हा नोकरी लागल्यानंतर.
म्हणजे नोकरी
हो
लागल्यानंतर
हो
सुद्धा
हो
तुम्ही
हो 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 हो. कारण मी मंगळवार, आम्ही तिथे मंगळवारी जमायचो, तो मंगळवार मी कधीही चुकवला नाही. कधी म्हणजे कधीच नाही. अनलेस भाई आजारी असतील आणि मी आजारी असेल तरच ते चुकलं. अदरवाईज मी तो वार कधीही चुकवला नाही त्याचा. त्याच्याकरता मी वाटेल ते करून वेळ काढायचो. मी भाई मला सांगायचं उशिरा असते पण ये. मग कधी कधी रात्री मी 11 वाजता जायचो तिकडे. मग आम्ही 11 ते 2 बसायचो 3 तास पुढे. ही एक तर पहिली गोष्ट. ह्याच्यात इन्स्टंट काही नाही. दीज आर नो शॉर्टकट्स. म्हणजे मला तर भाईने सांगितलेलं 5 वर्ष काही बोलायचंच नाही काय दिलेलं वगैरे. मी सांगेन तेवढं फक्त करायचं. आणि अक्षरशः 5 वर्ष नुसती अक्षर साधना. अक्षर कुठे काढायचं, किती प्रेशरने काढायचं, त्याचा फोर्स काय असला पाहिजे, हे सगळं. त्याच्याकरता रियाज व्हायला पाहिजे. रियाज करता तुम्हाला पॅशन पाहिजे. हे सगळ्या अशा इंटर रिलेटेड गोष्टी आहेत त्या. त्यामुळे मी माझं शिक्षण चालू असताना, नोकरी चालू असताना मी ह्याच्या गोष्टी करता वेळ काढतो. त्याशिवाय ते मला चैन नाही पडत. आमचे भातखंडे फार चांगलं सांगायचे ह्या बाबतीत. इफ आय डोंट प्रॅक्टिस फॉर 1 डे, आय नो. इफ आय डोंट प्रॅक्टिस फॉर 2 days, माय नेबर नोज. And if I don't practice for 3 days, the entire world knows I'm out of practice. किती मोठी गोष्ट आहे. त्यामुळे प्रॅक्टिस रोज करणं हे तुमच्या हातात आहे. लोक फार कॅज्युअली बघतात त्या वाद्याकडे. एवढं कॅज्युअल नाही वाद्य आहे, एवढं सोपं नाही वाजवण्याकरता. खूपच इंट्रिकेट आहे. लोकांनी आयुष्य घातले त्याच्यात. आपण बघतोच आहोत जे वाजत आहेत आज सगळे टॉपला, सगळ्यांनी आयुष्य घातले त्याच्यात. त्याशिवाय ते होणंच शक्य नाही. आमचे भाई पण त्यातलेच होते. 2 फॅक्टऱ्या सांभाळून त्यांनी हा तबला केला एवढा.
क्या बात आहे.
म्हणजे संगीत नाटक अकॅडमीचं जे आर्काईव्स संग्रहालय आहे लखनौमध्ये, त्यात थेरेपा खासाहेबांनी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन म्हणून भाईंचं रेकॉर्डिंग आहे.
क्या बात आहे.
खासाहेबांची नेक्स्ट जनरेशन भाई काय तोंडे. एवढं त्यांनी केलं स्वतःचा बिझनेस सगळं सांभाळून.
क्या बात आहे.
म्हणजे तो वेळ तुम्हाला काढायला लागतो. आणि एव्हरीबडी सपोर्टेड दिस पर्टिक्युलर थिंग. त्यामुळे वेळ मिळाला आणि ते केलं आणि अजून चालू आहे.
हां,
मुख्य म्हणजे अजून बंद नाही झालेलं.
ते सगळ्यात आय थिंक सगळ्यात महत्त्वाचं आहे की इतकी वर्ष केल्यानंतर या एका स्पेसिफिक लेवलला पोचल्यानंतर सुद्धा तुम्ही असं नाही म्हणत की आता बस.
नाही, कसं आहे माहिती आहे, त्याच्याकरता असं म्हणतात की डीपर यू गो इन एनी फील्ड युअर इग्नोरन्स इन्क्रीजेस. आणि हे परीक्षा देऊन वगैरे ठीक आहे, परीक्षा द्याव्यात, कारण तुम्हाला शास्त्र पण कळलं पाहिजे काय. ते शास्त्र कळणारच नाही तुम्हाला. मी सुद्धा परीक्षे विरुद्ध होतो, पण मला भाईने परीक्षा द्यायला लावल्या. किंवा ते कर म्हणजे काय, त्या दृष्टीने तू वाचन करशील ह्याच्या संबंधित काय गोष्टी आहेत त्या. कलेमुळे तुमची पर्सनॅलिटी फार वेगळ्या पद्धतीने डेव्हलप होत असते आणि त्याचा निश्चित परिणाम तुमच्या कामावर पडतो. कारण दिस ऑलवेज कॉम्प्लिमेंट्स युअर स्टडीज, युअर प्रोफेशनल लाईफ. कारण काय आहे, ते लाईफ काही वेळानंतर संपणार आहे, हे कायम राहणार आहे. ते संपलं की काय करायचं हा प्रश्न उभा राहतो. माझ्याकडे तो प्रश्नच नाही आहे. मी आणखीन 1.5 वर्षांनी रिटायर होईन तेव्हा मी काय करायचं हा प्रश्नच नाही आता माझ्यापुढे. त्याच्याकरता मी वेळ भरपूर देऊ शकेन. मग आता की जो आता मी 12 तास ऑफिसमध्ये काम करतो, त्याच्यानंतर जो मला वेळ मिळत नाही किंवा मला जास्त वेळ ह्याच्याकरता देता येत नाही, तो मी देऊ शकेन ह्याच्या पुढे जाऊन आता. आणि तुमच्या आयुष्यावर डेफिनेटली त्याचा प्रभाव पडतो. कारण काय आहे, शेवटी कुठलीही कला ही क्रिएटिव्ह असतं, सर्जनशीलता असते तिच्यात. म्हणजे शेवटी तुम्ही क्रिएट करता म्हणजे काय करता की यू थिंक आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स. आणि तेच तुम्हाला कामात उपयोगी पडतं. तसं की पूर्वीचे लोक नेहमी सांगायचे की कायद्याच्या बाहेरचं अक्षर वाजवता कामा नाही, कायदा वाजवताना. पण मोठे लोक वाजून जायचे. वो उधरी था म्हणजे मजा दी. उधरी था म्हणजे कुठे था, अरे काय कुठे होतं ते आता आपण जेव्हा शोधतो तेव्हा आपल्याला कळतं की अरे त्याने हे असा प्रकार केला. म्हणजे ते कायद्यातलंच अक्षर आहे, कायद्याच्या बाहेरचं नाही आहे, पण ते वेगळ्या पद्धतीने आलेलं आहे. कळलं की नाही. हे जे आहे ना, हे आपल्याला आपल्या प्रोफेशनल लाईफमध्ये उपयोगी पडतं कधी पण. अरे ते तिकडेच आहे, आपल्याला सापडलं कसं नाही आत्तापर्यंत. म्हणजे दिस प्रोवोक्स यू टू रीड बिटवीन द लाईन्स, विच इज व्हेरी युजफुल फॉर अ लॉयर. म्हणजे जर कायद्याचा विद्यार्थी हे वाचत असेल किंवा संगीत करत असेल तर त्याला पुष्कळ उपयोग होतो त्या गोष्टीचा. हा माझा अनुभव आहे. कारण मला प्रत्येक वेळेला माझ्या ह्या अभ्यासाने मदत केली आहे सगळ्या बाबतीत. म्हणजे एके ठिकाणी बसायची सवय लागली, बसून कॉन्सन्ट्रेशननी गोष्टी करायची सवय लागली. तेच ऑफिसमध्ये पण होतं. आपण काय वेळेला आम्ही सिनियर काउन्सिलला ऐनवेळी सांगतो हे हा पॉईंट आहे, हा पॉईंट सांग. मग तो नंतर आम्हाला विचार तुला कुठे सुचला तो पॉईंट. ते हे त्याचं कारण आहे उपज. तिथे कायद्यातली उपज झाली, तिकडे उपज होती ती. कळलं का. इथे करताना वेगळ्या पद्धतीनं तिथे तसंच ते लागू पडतं तिकडे.
Thank you so much, Kaka, once again for joining us for Relatability. So here is an appeal to the audience of Musical. Guys, if you are thinking that, I have a heavy professional life and therefore I can't pursue an art form, well, that's not true. You now clearly know. And also, because I'm pursuing an art form, I will not look at my academics, I will take my academics lightly. That's also not an option, because your art is essentially going to aid your academics in some or the other way, consciously or subconsciously. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you.
I hope there was something you could take away from this video and from this series. I announce that here the series Do I Need to Learn is concluded. I am so grateful to all of those who actually participated in this series, gave me their time, to all those who encouraged me, supported me from behind the scenes, my parents, my guru, and everyone who has supported me, including my very dear audience. Guys, I'm really grateful to you for the overwhelming response that I've received. Please let me know if you want me to cover any other topic. Put it in the comment section below. Please also let me know which part of this series and this video you like the most. Please share it with me in the comments. If there's anything else you want to share with me, you can always contact me on Facebook or Instagram. Links, as always, are in the description below. And now, as always, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Put your comments in the comment section. Share this video with all your friends, peers, professionals, all those architects, doctors, CAs, lawyers out there, everyone. Alright, and subscribe to my channel for more such content. See you again on Saturdays. Bye bye.